going, everyone? Welcome to episode 1 of me just trying to justify the hundreds of hours I spend in Minecraft. So since I'm starting in a world that I've already put about 1,000 hours into, this episode's just going to be a tour of everything I've already built. So, here we go. So starting at my main base, this is my little storage area, which is essentially just a day 1 starter area packed into a mega base for some reason. You know, could have built a proper area, but you know, I'd rather camp out in the lower right arm of my base. Upstairs we got the main villager area, where pretty well all the villagers that you'd normally need, all the enchantment villagers, all the armorers and toolsmiths, and got a bunch of other ones upstairs as well that I can't remember the name of right now. Then down in the lower left arm of the base is pretty well just a smelter array and a nether portal, nothing too special. The last thing to show before we leave the main base area is my little iron farm slash villager breeder that I got sort of stacked on top of each other, which I thought would look cool, but in reality it just means that the iron golems can spawn in weird and wonderful places, which I eventually just gave up on trying to fix these guys and killing all the strays, and just decided to build a new one over in the spawn chunks, which we'll get to eventually. Next on the list is my creeper farm, which originally was just a general purpose mob farm, and at some point I put a bunch of iron trapdoors in there, which bankrupted me of iron. And over here we have a skeleton spawner, which is buried just underneath the surface there, but you can stand sort of right there and trigger it, which is really convenient. Over in the corner here there's a zombie spawner that I was going to build a copper farm out of, just like a zombie reinforcement farm, but never really got around to doing anything with it, so it's sort of just standing there. Over back by the main base, or out in front of it at least, we've got a shifting flower farm there, which I just breeze past, and then look down in towards my slime hole, which you can't even see the bottom of with shaders on. But this goes all the way down to bedrock, and I thought it was necessary to make the maximum size slime farm. I dug all this out by hand for some stupid reason, instead of actually blowing it up with TNT, which would have been much, much quicker. This end of the Majestic Bridge we have 2 of the 3 lava farms that I've built in my world. The third one out there is much faster, so I don't really use these 2. I just sort of keep them around because the area looks pretty cool. I actually bothered to terraform it, which is rare for me. Then down in the hole under the pillar here is the dripstone farm, which just has flying machines that just go back and forth and harvest it all, and a bunch of chests for it to all be stored in. Pretty simple, pretty basic. And my mass villager trading, which is where I get all my glass, and you'll see soon that I use a lot of glass, or I needed a lot of glass for a project. Up here we have the mob switch, which is essentially just 70 hostile mobs crammed into a box, and the chunk loader next to it allows me to either keep them loaded or turn it off, which means I can either have hostile mobs spawning in my world or turn it off altogether, basically creating an artificial peaceful mode. Over here we have probably my favourite place in my entire world, which is this tiny little flower island with a shifting flower farm on top and just surrounded by ice. And here we have the spawn chunks, which, if you don't know what that is essentially just a place in the world where it just always stays loaded. No matter where you go in the overworld, these chunks always stay loaded due to something that Minecraft relies on, I'm not sure. But it means that these two farms here, the shulker farm on the right and the iron farm on the left, will just be constantly producing no matter where I am in my world, which gets me a lot of shulker shells and a lot of iron ingots, which is really good. Over in this area we've got a few farms. One of them's just a little squid farm, just because it was convenient to slot in here. And the other two is my lava farm and my rocket factory. And it's sort of at this point where I maybe need to pause and explain a few things. So as you may have noticed, I'm running a few mods in this world. Significantly less than Minecraft thinks it is. But a few quality of life ones, and nothing too crazy. I'm not running the create mod or anything like that, but a few that do, or the one that does actually change gameplay, is the carpet mod. And the two features that I've actually enabled in that one are hoppers working with crafting tables, which you'll see a lot of at the rocket factory up ahead, which allows me to do a lot of auto crafting and stuff like that. And the other is dispensers working with cauldrons, which allows me to use buckets on a full cauldron to harvest the lava out of it, which is how I've created my AFK lava farm that we'll also see in a moment. So with that explanation, the rocket factory might make a bit more sense. It's essentially just a quad creeper farm that is alongside a sugarcane farm, which gets automatically crafted down into paper, which gets combined with the gunpowder and just pumps out rockets as pretty well as fast as it can produce them. I've only ever actually run this farm once, and it produced enough that I'm still waiting to run out. And the last stop in the overworld, since I forgot to go all the way out to my raid farm, which is nothing special anyway, is my AFK lava farm, which is essentially just a crap ton of cauldrons and dispensers, and it all just gets supplied with buckets, and yeah, it just works great. It's my favorite farm, and I love it, and look at it, it's so great. Over on the nether side, there's a lot less to show, and most of it's up here on the nether roof, starting with the iron golem farm, which is essentially just a nether portal where all the iron golems come through, get melted in the lava, and all the iron gets collected, auto-crafted down into iron blocks, and then packed into shulkers. This is my basalt farm, which is basically just 4 basalt generators that push their blocks to the center and get blown up by a TNT duper. Nothing all that crazy. And here's only the second most impressive farm I've built in the nether, which is my gold farm. And since I've got the auto crafting enabled, I can craft all the gold into ingots and automatically trade that with the piglins, meaning that this farm makes way more items than anything you can build in Minecraft. This little box here is just the other side of my overworld mob switch, which the only part of this that matters is the actual nether portal that's lit with the boat flashing in and out. The whole box is just the remnants of the last design that I tried to build that didn't end up working. Before going to the last stop on our journey, we have to go all the way out to the nether mob switch, which is about 1,000 blocks out, and turn that on so that it doesn't break any of the half-built thing that I'm about to show you. As you might have guessed, the actual mob switch itself is the exact same as the other one in the overworld, except this time I had to transport all the zombie villagers through to the nether, which was a pain in the ass. Here we are at the final stop on the tour, which is my nether perimeter. So this is definitely the thing that I'm the most proud of in this world. It's taken me a long time to actually clear it all out and get it to where it is now, and the next episode will be focused around completing it and getting it done and putting a wither farm in the middle that actually gets me wither skulls and does a lot of good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty well it. That's pretty well everything I've got in this world. It's everything I've got in this world. That's pretty well it. I think the only thing that I forgot to show was my raid farm, which is right out in the distance, and at this point I don't really want to go back and get footage of it, so yeah, just use your imagination, I guess. And yeah, thank you for watching this far, if you actually managed to get this far. And yeah, hopefully the next episode will be focused around the nether perimeter and getting it finished, and even though I've actually already done it, I've just really slow to edit all this together. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully next time I'll be a little bit better at speaking.